Welcome back to Studio 10, folks. Since its inception, the Lion's Eye Institute for Transplant and Research has helped bring the gift of sight to more than 20,000 men, women, and children worldwide. It's an amazing accomplishment, but they cannot help others without help from you.
And here with information on how you can do just that are Rebecca Porter, Samantha Barlow, and Lion's Eye Institute President and CEO Jason Woody. Welcome to Studio 10, everybody.
Thank you. So, Rebecca, you are a donor mom.
Yes, I am.
Okay, now explain how that figures into the whole situation. What happened exactly? Tell us your story.
This is my son, Rick Turner, and he died in an auto accident at the age of 22, almost 2 years ago.
And he had checked that he wanted to be an organ donor.
Yes,
on
when
his
he
driver's
signed
license.
up, when he got his driver's license, he signed up to be a donor. So we agreed to that, his wishes, and from that, he was actually able to donate over 58 grafts of skin, tissue, bones, but then also his corneas also. We know that his left cornea went to a woman in the Dominican Republic, and his right cornea went to a 20-year-old young man here in Florida.
That's incredible. So you, through this tragedy, obviously so much pain, so much grief, but knowing that it's sort of like his spirit, I mean his eyes, him seeing the world, that's still sort of out there in some capacity.
Right, and for us and our family, and especially myself, it's just a peace and a comfort to know that there's, for my son's sake, because he was such a joyful young man and full of life, and he loved to joke and tell jokes, that he's still continuing to make others smile.
But how grateful were you that he had chosen to become an organ donor rather than being approached once he had unfortunately passed away, where you're dealing with all that, and then on top of that you have to make the decision about donating organs. I mean, you really need to take care of it ahead of time.
Yes,
and
and
I think that's a good example of that. Jason, is there anything unique about donating eye tissue that's different than, say, a liver transplant or a kidney transplant? Is the time frame different, or how does that work?
Well, it's a very interesting question. Is one thing that's most important is there doesn't have to be a match. That anyone can donate, any of us in this room right here could donate our tissue to each other. The cornea is avascular, meaning there's no blood flow going to the cornea itself. So there's no chances as far as, if we need like an A positive, B positive here, the things that come with organ, we don't have to worry about with cornea donation. So anyone can be a donor, and there's no age restrictions as well. As a matter of fact, we had a woman not too long ago that on her 100th birthday, she got a cornea transplant.
Wow,
Man.
That's unbelievable. So there's no blood test, there's no mouth swab, there's nothing like that. You don't have to go through any of that before becoming a donor. You just become a donor. That's really all there is to it.
So once you donate, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no.
Once you donate, say the 100-year-old woman, obviously her time was limited, can she then donate again, or is that not?
What happened is usually how the graft is actually planted in, and transplanted into the patient, the size of it is reduced, so it would no longer be suitable for someone else. But as far as, but that time, again, that's a graft that will obviously help her for the rest of her life.
Now, Samantha, tell us about your story and how you've been impacted by the Lion's Eye Institute.
I was born with Peters anomaly and glaucoma, and when I was 10, I had a cornea transplant in my right eye. When I was 9, I had one in my left. And it changed. When I was younger, I couldn't see blades of grass, leaves on trees, anything like that. When I opened my eyes for the first time, I saw the color purple.
Did you know what color it was?
Well, in my mind, it was a different color.
Right.
So my bedroom was purple, and I had to ask my mom, it's a new color.
Yeah, what
I'm liking this.
my bedroom?
What do you call this again?
Yeah.
Purple. Fantastic. And the doctors really had given you no hope, right?
Yes, they had, for 8 years, had said, don't have a transplant, it's not worth the little bit of sight you have. You don't want to risk that part.
How frequently do you hear stories like this, Jason, where the transplant has really been the miracle in somebody's life?
Every day. Every day we get cards and letters from people. We had one that touched me, is that a woman had not been to church in 10 years because she couldn't dress herself. And she said, I was so embarrassed. I went and she got her transplant, went back to church, is involved back in the community. And from all ages, you can imagine not knowing the color of purple. We look at, as we talk about your beautiful Halloween set here, as a child, not to be able to experience Halloween, Christmas, and I think all of our fond memories are visual memories. And so you can imagine, it's Christmas or things of that nature, not being able to appreciate those.
We're almost out of time with less than 30 seconds left. Tell us about the eyeball that's coming up.
October 15th, we'll be having our eyeball. It's actually Raymond James Stadium. Beautiful. How many times can you go to an event and, by yourself? I mean, as far as not the whole stadium being filled for our eyeball. It's our fundraiser, major fundraiser of the year. Last year, the foundation donated over $800,000 back to those that are blind or visually impaired. And again, we expect a great turnout this weekend. We still have tickets left. You can go to www.lionseyeinstitute.org to find out more information, and you can sign up there.
And Studio10.tv as well, because we're going to link you directly there and give you everything that you need to know to be a part of the event. Again, happening on October 15th, the Eyeball at 7 p.m. And thank you so much, everybody, for being with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.